Hi, Jeremy the Tall Trainer here, and we're going to do some PNF stretching, so some contract, relax stretching. So a chance to really build up some more flexibility in a couple critical areas. So we're going to focus on hamstrings, quads, and the adductors here, all right? So we're going to spend a little more time on each one, going through a little cycle here. So what we're going to do is you're going to want a chair handy, most likely maybe the countertops, things like that. And also this represents something to hold on to when you're doing some of the stretches. All right, so you want to maybe have a chair near something that you can hold on to, something, a sturdy surface, because you're going to be on one leg for some of this stuff. All right, so first up, we're going to put one foot up on the chair, start the timer here, and we're going to get into the first stretch. So the foot I'm standing on, I'm going to try to point that directly at this leg here. All right, this is where you're something to hold on to. Could be over on the side here. All right, chest out, butt out, so I'm straightening out my back, and I'm tipping into that initial stretch. So I got my first stretch here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push down. So I'm going to do 6 to 10 seconds of resistance against that. So I'm pushing into the chair, active like I'm pushing down, trying to make a big dent in the chair here. And then relax. It doesn't have to be 100%. We're looking at 30% effort on that. Now I'm going to tip a little bit more. Keep the back straight, chest out. Tip in there a little bit more. And then push down. Pushing down to that chair. Flex in. Going again for near that 10-second mark. I'm not actually keeping a direct number on that, but it doesn't have to be a perfect science on this. We want to get at least 6 seconds. 15 seconds is fine too. I'm relaxing now, and I'm shifting forward more. Now as you do this, you're going to notice you're going to want to bend to do that. Don't do that. Don't bend to do that. Tip in there, feel the maximum in the hamstring there. Don't emphasize the toe pull back too hard on this one, or else you're going to distract yourself with calf stretching. All right, so tip a little bit more. And then resist a little bit harder now. No, 50%. So it's a bit of exercise here. Again, you need something to hold on to. have that handy there. Right about at my edge. Relax and go for just a little more, just to get that extra bit. Oh. All right, other leg. I'll move my little balance thing right over here, so I got a little chance to use that. All right, so leg is up on there. Chest out, butt out. Oh, feels so tight on this side now. All right, so remember, the leg you're standing on, toes are pointing straight ahead. Try to get your hips squared off, pointing at that leg that's up there. Chest out, butt out, tip into it. So lean like you're trying to finish the race first, and then push that heel down, and then go for that. 30% effort there. If you want to gain flexibility fairly quickly, it's a good way to do it. Relax for a second, go a little bit farther. You're kind of retraining those muscles that you are strong and you can handle this. All right. A lot of times when they don't think they're strong, they tense up and brace. All right, I'll push against it. So we're actually building a little bit of strength in a stretching position. That's what we're doing. We're getting into a stretch and we're doing a little strength training here. That's good. We'll try to tip a little more. Tip that hip. Think about that tailbone. Try to stick that tailbone up behind you. All right, and then push down again. Yeah. Yeah, but a little farther. That's uncomfortable. All right, push against it. All right. Oh, yeah. All right, next up is quad. Move back a little bit. So you're going to want your chair, like the arm of the couch or something, to rest your foot up on. Put your foot up on there. And you're going to sink down. So you're going to drop into this a little bit. Sink in there so you start to feel that stretch. All right? And then now we're gonna push out against it. So I'm pushing my foot down into the chair, kicking away there a little bit. That's good. I'm gonna sink in a little bit more. Keep the abs tight, otherwise your back will just start arching more and more. Because that hip flexor, if your hip flexor is tight, it's gonna make your back try to do this. So don't let that happen. All right, I'm gonna resist again. Pushing the hip forward as I'm pushing down. Feel something there. I relax. Go for a little more. Alright, kick out against it. So abs tight. Hips pointing forward, puts that big stretch in there, right? So I get the hip forward, make sure it's not drifting back in here, otherwise it's going to be mostly knee focused. Alright, we want it all on the front of the leg, not just about the knee. Freeze a little extra. Against it. Again, I'm not going to, you don't have to follow exactly my timing or anything, but the idea is that we're working on get that 10 seconds of fighting and then get into a farther stretch, all right? So, here we go. Drop in. Get that first stretch. You got it. Add a little resistance to it. Push it. I'd rather you go too long in the pushing than too short. So at least 10 seconds. If you get 6, that's okay, I guess, but it can be a fast counter. Drop it a little more. Push the hip forward a little bit more. Keep the abs tight so the back's not arching too much. And then kick out against it. It's a bit of exercise. It's not just stretching, it's a bit of exercise here too. Relax. Sink in a little bit more. Push the hips forward a little bit more. Shift my foot a little bit because that's a hard edge there. Make sure it's not the same spot on my foot the whole time. Pushing into it. That's where the couch is a little bit nicer because the arm of the couch is softer. Yeah, make sure you have something to hold on to. Push it, push it, push it, push it, push it. On that last bit now. Forward, pushing it. Challenging it. Oh, right. Now we'll go back to chair this away. Inside of the leg up on there, alright? Now how far away this support foot affects some of this too here. We're getting a stretch on the inside of the hip there. We're tipping into that a little bit. Alright, so think about this hip you're trying to drop down, this hip you're trying to raise up. Alright, now once you got a little bit of stretch there, go ahead and try to push that leg back down to the ground. So you're trying to bring that leg back to the other one. You're going to be flexing some of these muscles on the inside of the leg to do that. A good strong knee there. Make sure that knee's not breaking in as you're doing that. It's working pretty good there. And then go, I want like a little bit more. So you can go for a higher elevation there if you need to. Oof. As high as I need to go for sure. Alright, push down. You notice I'm not exactly straight up and down right now. So that's what I can work on. Pushing down again to the ground here. Resisting against. Adding some muscle into the stretch. Adding some muscle into the stretch. Don't overdo it, but you're getting uncomfortable. You're getting uncomfortable while you're doing it. Alright. A little more. I'll straighten out, tip in. Alright, resist. Last few seconds there, got 12 seconds or so. Get a little farther stretch, get one last resistance. Alright. I think I want to face away from you, so I'm gonna do a quick shift around here. Alright. You can face away from me if you need to. Alright, so I'll start with down here. Alright. Start to get that first stretch and resist against it. Pulling that down, bringing that leg towards the other leg, feeling those muscles on the inside of the thigh there. Go for a little more. So again, I can add more tipping this way. Make sure I'm not bending my back though, trying to bring my whole body with me. So I'm trying to drop this hip down. And now, bring them together. Alright, I'll go up one level here just to make sure I'm having the most fun possible here. You don't have to go up a level. You're hitting a good max there. And then squeeze. Keep that knee pretty straight. We can make sure it's not buckling in. Alright, I'm gonna go a little more, one more. And resist to the end here. Jackie Chan. Chuck Norris. Oh. Alright. So, if you do that kind of stretching more often, it definitely has at least one of the strongest improvements on flexibility. Alright, so you'll make faster flexibility increases. So especially if hamstring tightness is something that's really causing lower back pain, I would definitely work on those hamstring ones. Quad also helps with lower back pain, some knee pain as well, and that hip. And hit some of the same stuff, a bit too. Will help out with the knees, also, and some lower back. So, but probably the biggest bang for the buck is the hamstring. Is if you get that hamstring looser, I see a lot of people get a lot of benefits fairly quickly from loosening that hamstring up. So good luck, have fun, be safe, and see you next time.